left hand side, TimProvise. On the right hand side, we've got UsoUnknown. Thanks heaps for joining us.
All good, man. Thank you, man. Thanks for having me. I'm really privileged and honored to come on. I really it's normally flip side. I'm the guy that asks the questions, so it'll be pretty cool for me.
Hard out. We'll get straight into it, bro. For those that don't know a bit about you, so you're from the up north in Auckland. Tell us a little bit about your background.
All right, bro. So not up north. Don't say up north. That means Whangarei. I'm not from up Whangarei, cuz.
Up north, cuz.
I'm up north. No, yeah, my name's Supervise. For those that don't know me, I don't like to say content. Oh, I suppose I am a content creator, but I make funny shit online. Pretty much. I run a podcast called the Provise Project. It's Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. Yeah, I'm fucking 2.5 years into streaming. What else, man? I'm a dad. I've got 3 beautiful kids. Yeah, I've got a career in education, and yeah, this is me pretty much. I'm from Tiatiawa, from Taranaki. My whānau's from Waitara. All of my whānau are from Taranaki. So and my dad is from Tainui. But yeah, that's me. A lot of people kind of go, "Ah, but you're white," and I was like, yeah. So yeah, my granddad is Pākehā, and but my grandmother is from Tiatawa, and my dad is from he's Tainui. So yeah. Anyway, repeated myself. Sorry.
Ah, that's buzzy because that must happen to you quite a bit, where people say to you, "Oh, but you're white," but people that watch you and listen to your stuff kind of get the vibe that you're quite in touch with your how do you say it, your brown side.
Yeah. Bro, it took me I have to be honest, bro. It took me a good 15, 16 years to get real with it. I was always kind of growing up. I was always able to kind of play the fence, and my mum was shunned away from talking Māori. She wasn't talking Māori. Was no, you don't do it, because she was. Well, the funny thing is so my mum had to go with her dad, which is the Palangi side. So she was brought up in that. She after she was 6 or 7. So she was they were in their family was no, you don't speak Māori here. Sorry, you speak European, and that kind of got washed out. And then when I was born, she put me in. I stayed with my grandmother, and I lived on the marae. Man, I lived on the marae until I was about 5 in Waitara, and I could only speak Māori. That was the only thing I could speak until I was about And then when I came up to South Auckland in Manurewa when I was about 5. I think I would have been a bit younger. I was probably about 4, and went into school, and there was no Māori in my school. They were all. This is Manurewa in the 80s, 86, 87, and maybe a little bit later. But yeah. So there was no Māori at my school, so it kind of the language just went, and my mum couldn't speak it yeah, bro. That's a bit about my growing up, I suppose.
Nice. Have you noticed, as an adult, you've kind of taken the opportunity to learn more about it, considering that it was a bit harder back then?
I think when I hit my 20s, I was I better. And when my nan died, I was like, fuck, I better get real with this shit, because she spent 4 years of her life, when I was a kid, kind of going, no, you speak Te Reo. And then I had the pronunciation. I can pronunciate words hard out, but when I hit 20, and I think she passed away when I was about 24, 25. And then I was like, okay, I better get a little bit more real with this. And I'm not fluent, but I can understand. If someone's talking to me, I can go, oh yeah, she's talking about whatever. I can watch Te Karere without the subtitles and go, oh yo, I know what this is. But I can't. I feel, I don't know, man. I'm real kind of whakama, not embarrassed, but I'm real bit fuck, I don't want to fuck this up, so I don't really speak it. But it's in my job every day, I'm just pushing it and always correcting people that say words wrong all the time. I'm that guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, it's tauranga, not tauranga. I'm that guy.
So you're pretty much like your average Islander, where when the parents speak to you, you're just like, and then when it comes to replying, no thanks. Like in general speaking, like I see a lot of it because like you said, you growing up as a young fella speaking to them, I've had some of those issues as well with my little, not issues. I had this instance where my little cousins, like I haven't seen them in donkey's years, and little white kids running around, like half caste dad, mom and that come around speaking Sa. I'm like, who's this little kid here speaking Sa? And then, bro, it's like it's actually real awesome, eh? Like like it's one of the things, like I'm blessed to be able to speak the native tongue in that, and seeing it like still be alive in some different families and that. So
yeah,
it's freaking awesome, man.
Yeah, I feel quite like I'm trying to get a little bit more fluent and speak a little bit more. But I mean, it's great to see, it's great to see opportunities a little bit more for Te Reo Māori in the mainstream media. But also, one thing that kind of gets me going is like people that like with my skin, like people are like, oh, he's white, and then they assume that, and they either start talking shit about other cultures in front of me, like I'm all good, like I'm cool with it. And that's why when the Black Lives Matter thing came across, bro, I was just like, bro, I know exactly what the fuck's going on, because I'm in those conversations and I'm correcting fuckers. Like I'm like, nah, that's not how it works. I've been in conversations with people and they would say some stuff, and when the whole thing happened and like it blew up, and I was just like, bro, this shit happens in your workplace. You just don't fucking see it. So yeah, I just thought yeah, but I mean, just as long as everybody's doing their part, everybody's got a place, and yeah, anyway.
Yeah, hard out. Oh, that's great that you brought up the Black Lives Matter thing, because we can talk about that right now. Like, do you think that New Zealand has a certain level of degree of racism in our country as well?
Bro, like, let's go in.
Yeah.
Like a massive problem.
Yeah.
Like, and from like, not just now, from like the minute that any Europeans came over here, that's when problems started happening. And like, I mean, and it's not just, it's these subtle things. It's not like, the N word. Like Americans are very in your face with this shit. New Zealanders are really, really subtle with their racism. Whether it's just small things like saying tauranga, like or tauranga and taupo, and not wanting to change. Like that's bad enough, man. Like shit, the little things like that, and just opportunities and prejudice and judging people like before they meet them. And I've been, listen, like I've been the guy that's been like, oh shit, he's white, and then I'm like, oh yeah, maybe I am. Like, oh, if it's like maybe I am. You never know. And then I'll sit back and just go, holy shit, like these motherfuckers is racist. Like, yeah, but like a story, bro. To bring it up, and I mean, like both sides of the story, it does happen, and but I mean, I've been, I remember, bro. Here's a story, bro. Like, so when I was in high school, I had a mate, and his parents came from Britain, and they were like, pommy as, and bro, I got a scholarship, a Māori scholarship to go to uni after like 7th form, and bro, they were like, they just fucking lashed out at me. They're like, what is he? He's not even Māori, and I'm like, whoa, hold up. And they straight up shunned me away, man. They were like, and then like, they were like, nah, don't ever come back to our house. Like, don't come and hang out with our son.
Oh, true.
And then like, even he was like, nah, actually, they got a good point, bro. You're kind of milking the system. And I'm like, fuck off. I'm not milking shit. Like, yeah. So, bro, that happens. But anyway, yeah, that's and all in South Auckland, all in the melting pot of cultures. Yeah, you still get that racist shit happening. But yeah, just little things like that,
And that's probably a similar situation for you, Tyrone, over there. Maybe not to the extent.
Oh, it's pretty much more in your face thing, Like,
Yeah,
you pretty much like, if I'm walking on the street and that, like, just to clench the bag and walk across the road, they'll just like,
yeah.
you just you at that point now, it's just like, whatever. Like, a lot of people are like, no, you should not let it happen, blah blah blah, and I'm just like,
that's it.
I don't have a bar of it, to be honest.
And I think probably the worst is the media. Media is really bad. Like media is like they're very in your face with it too. But just little subtle little jabs about things.
Yeah.
I
think like as a like Samoan in New Zealand, like maybe it's our own fault or my own fault, but like sometimes when I approach a situation or I'm out and then I see like a Malongi family or a white family, and like I'll prepare myself to not come across as like thuggish or like in a way where they may be threatened. And I don't know, like I don't know if it's a fault of my own for kind of feeling that I might get attacked that way, or that something that they may be thinking. But I reckon it's a common thing that happens across not just our country, but there's several others that they just have to take a step back inside to kind of make sure that they're not coming across the wrong way.
Bro, like even like how you dress,
I know.
Bro, I'm rocking fucking Jordans and shit, and like I'm a product of my environment. This is what I was brought up with, and you rock up to somebody and they look at you up and down and they think, oh, bro, look at this guy. He doesn't have khakis on and fucking dress shoes, and that's the thing that's what I said before, what I just said. It's product of your environment, really. Like your environment is how you grow, and if you grow into a place of oppression, like South Auckland and Porirua, and like all these places all over the show, like Flaxmere and Napier, and all these places that are low socioeconomic areas, and they're like that for a reason, because they all got redlined, and they were all like, yo, like back in the day when mortgages first came to New Zealand, they were just like, you need to put those brown faces over there, and you put these faces over here, and it fucking happened, man. Like it fucking, and that's why like New Zealand is the way. But then like people get angry in the media, like, oh, another killing in Otara or another, like it's like, fuck, you guys fucking sorted that shit. It wasn't us. Like we would have stayed in fucking Ponsonby if you guys let us. Yeah, you know what I mean? But yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts, man. Like something you just mentioned something before, and it buzzes me out that a lot of people know where Porirua is.
Oh man, Porirua is fucking, bro. Porirua is next level. You don't know why? What is it buzz you out that people know?
It buzzes me out, bro. Like everywhere I go on Twitch, people talk about Porirua, specifically Porirua. If you don't know what Porirua is, it's a town within Wellington. It's or a suburb, I guess. But that's the 5024. That's where we're from. But it's buzzy to me that other people that aren't from here, specifically talk about Porirua.
Porirua is the jam. I'll tell you who taught me about Porirua, bro. Was my man. There was a guy. There's bro. Twitter, bro. Back when Twitter first came out, right? I was on Twitter, bro. My old account probably would have been like, I don't know, maybe in the top. Maybe it's 100,000 like users on Twitter.
Shucks.
Like I had it early, right? And then I used to hang with a bro called Casey. Casey Rarere was his name, and he was a musician. He was a DJ, and me and him used to run fucking riots on Twitter, like real bad, because there was no moderation, so we would just get on there and talk, fucking troll everybody. Yep. And he was from Porirua. He was from the Creek, man. Nice. And he would just be like, yo, fuck, come down to the Creek. I came down once, man, and hung out with him for a week. And it was the craziest fucking week I ever had in my fucking life.
What did you guys do here?
This guy was on. Bro, he's the fucking king. He was the king. And then he moved away. But bro, he was like connected. Yeah, but the king in my mind, the king right now of Porirua is fucking Margin G. Margin and his crew. I fucking love Margin. I think the world of that cat. He's the man.
Shout out to Mark.
Shout outs.
Talk to us about what you do. Obviously, you got your podcast. Other content that you part of as well that we'll cover soon. But outside of, I guess, the bakery series that you got at the moment, the other content, the podcast, what kind of hobbies do you have? What do you get into?
I'm a big basketball dude. Like I coach basketball. I coach basketball at a high level, like international level, for about what would have been about 10, maybe 15 years of real high level stuff, like college, like going over the colleges and checking that shit out. Like I used to travel quite a lot to the States, and that came from playing. So I used to play, and then I got injured, and then I was like, oh shit, I better go over and I better coach. And then so I did some coaching. Won a couple of awards, things like that for coaching. And but basketball's just my thing. Like I just love watching it. I watch it different to like your regular fucking fan. Like I'm like analysis like guy. Yeah, and that's why I can't play 2K. I try to play 2K online, like with streams, bro. It's a waste of fucking time. Everybody tuned out because I keep pausing the shit. I'm that guy. I pause it, I kick back, I was like, yo, this is bullshit. That guy should have been there. The rotations, like stuff like that. I'm that guy.
The triangle, boys. The triangle.
I'm a fucking genius when it comes to the triangle. I can walk you through the triangle if you need it. A bit of a historian too when it comes to basketball, especially in New Zealand. I kind of know a lot of the ins and outs and a lot of people that are like players that you guys know. I've known since they were like 13, like 12 through the ranks, and that's how I got. Yeah, and then I mean, other than that, just hanging with my kids, man. Like, just being a dad is my major thing, you know.
Thanks. Actually, I wanted to ask you about your kids. Not any specific questions, but do they think that the stuff that you do is cool?
Yeah, I suppose. But like, I don't really. It's funny. Like one time, like I took them to Armageddon one year.
Oh, awesome!
And like everybody was like, "Oh, hey, TimProvise," and then they kind of were like, "Holy shit!" Like they don't know. Even my missus don't really know. Yep. My missus is just like, when I fucking first started this, my missus is like, she was like, "Who would fucking watch you? You're fucking dry." And I'm like, "Oh, sorry about it." And then when my first chick from Twitch came, which it wasn't much, you know, I was like, "Look at this bitch! What the fuck now?" I was like, "Well, you want to fucking? What are you doing?" But no, she supports me. She gives me time to do this, and she gives me time to be myself. She knows she knows I'm an idiot. She knows I'm a clown, and then she's pretty cool with it. But my kids. My son is 8 at the moment, so he kind of thinks it. I had him on stream one time. We did a co-stream once, and it was so funny. We played Dauntless.
Oh, okay.
And it was cool because it was cross-platform, so he could play on his one. I could play on mine. And that was fun. But they still are kind of like, they know not to bring it up in front of other people. I'm like, don't bring that shit up, hey. You be quiet, and they're like it. But no, they think I'm cool. That generation is all about fucking YouTube and you know, so Twitch is kind of like, Twitch dumb, like, you know, yeah. My older girl. Oh, here's the fact. My older girl, she's 18, right? Oh, she's 17. She turns 18 soon. She didn't give a fuck, right? Gave zero fucks about my shit until I got like Nate on from Nate now, and then she was like, "You were on my friend's Instagram and fucking blah blah blah," and I was fucking fuck what now? What now? Fuck yeah, that was pretty cool. That for me was pretty cool. I was like, oh shit, here we go.
That's highlights, That's career highlight. Oh,
hard.
So your Twitch name is TimProvise, and I read up on that. I think you had something about it in your profile, eh? But I wanted to ask how you came up with your handle.
Bro, I've had TimProvise for a long time, like high school. I used to get down for and one G. You know, bro, and one was my jam, and that was my like and one name, bro.
Oh,
It
gee.
was all TimProvise, you know, because I was improvising all the moves, bro, doing all the between the legs, off the head,
Inside the
touch
shirt.
shit. You know, bro, put it in there, swing it around. You know, I used to be that guy on the court, and so yeah, I just came up with TimProvise.
How
And I
tall
thought
are
I
you,
was,
Tim?
oh, bro, about 7 foot. Nah, I'm about 5'7", 5'8". Yeah, not too tall. I was that motherfucker that would get in your face, and then and then just pass the ball, just pick and roll at you. That's all I did. Run the pick and roll with my boy B, and then that was us.
A solid. Oh, that's crack up. When did you decide to start getting into Twitch? What's the story behind that?
So when I first, bro, I started like if you have a look on my like when I created my account, it was like I think it was like 2012 maybe. I just put it on and I thought, oh yeah, I'll give it a try. And just like many people that try Twitch, you know, they'll do a stream or two and they'll think, oh, there's no one here. Like, oh fuck, this is dumb. And you know, I tried it in 2012, and then it was like pretty shit. Like nobody was watching, and then I don't know, bro. Just one day, I was just like, yeah. See, look at that, 11 years, bro. Fucking hell.
Holy.
But like that was like when it first. I was just like, yo, I'll just give it a blat, and then I left it for ages. So I still had the TimProvise thing, and I don't know how I logged in. I fucking don't even know. But and then I think it was like I finished up with my basketball job, and I was just like, you know what? Because I couldn't do it with my basketball job because it was like at nighttime all the time, and then I thought, you know, like I'm a funny cunt, and I've always known I'm a funny cunt in my mind. My mum's always told me I'm funny. My nan said I was funny one time, and then I was like, you know what? And I love playing games. Let's try and figure it out. And you know, like I was really lucky. I think I was very lucky that I had some thanks Mickey that I had some good people to surround me with that were doing the same thing and were, you know, like at the time good people, like you know, we were all trying to try and get there.
Yep.
You know, get viewers, and you know, and when you start, man, it's like, oh yo, like let's all support each other, shit like that. You know, everybody's kind of hanging, and then you know, as one progresses and the other ones don't, you know, a little jealousy comes in, and then you kind of see the real ones. And I was just very lucky that I was the guy that kind of was like raised a little bit, and you know, like I was very lucky to have a dude called Colossus. If you don't know Colossus, he's a streamer as well at the moment. And Colossus was my very first sub, and he's a streamer, and I was, you know, his very first one. And we just kind of like helped each other. And to this day, man, like if I have any problems or anything that I need to talk to, he's my guy. So I'm very lucky that I have Colossus, and Jamie's another one that I had. I had some really nice people that kind of saw some potential in me. And helped me and got on the train with me, and yeah, I'm very thankful, especially for those two, Jamie and Colossus. I had another dude called Victory Fist that was the same time, and you know, there was he's a cool dude too, and I still to this day I kind of always give him props. And you know, there's you know, sometimes when there's little blips on the radar and somebody's getting something over somebody else, you know, it's bound to happen. And you know, but you know, we sorted that out, and I'm always fucking open to listen to things. And you know, Halatude's another guy that saw something in me very early. But that's the thing, is like if it wasn't for those people, it would have probably been another failed attempt. And I would have gone like 2 weeks without a view, and I would have been like, nah, fuck this is dumb. And then I would have quit. So that's how I started.
Awesome.
I know it's pretty long, but cool. Yeah, I was very lucky to have those people in my life.
Awesome. And what kind of I guess What kind of games were you playing back then?
Bro, I just jammed a little bit of Fortnite, G. I played it once and I was like, "Oh, this is cool, man." Bro, it was interesting when I first started. When I first started, man, I did I was just doing what was popular.
Yeah.
Like I thought that's what you did.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I would play everyone's playing Fortnite, I'd play Fortnite, you know, and everyone's playing this, so I'll play that. And I thought that's what it is. A new game came out, I'll play that. I'll play Mario, I'll do whatever. And then I figured out I can't talk to the audience because I'm focused on the gameplay. And then I played a game the first time I played a game that kind of mixed with me really well was House Flipper.
Oh,
have you guys played House Flipper?
I've seen someone play it before, right? It looks real cool.
Bro, so it's pretty much like you buy a house and you do it up type thing. And it's like first person. I played that, and that's when I knew these are the kind of games that I need to play because I can pause it, I can talk. There's no story with it, so I don't have to keep up with the story. I can pause it, I can talk to the audience, I can be like, "Hey, man, like, yo, what's up?" You know, and that opened it up for me, man. I was like, I'm just gonna play these games all the time. Yeah.
Mad. That's mad.
And
You just bought the houses.
Yeah, you buy houses, bro, and they're all like they got cockroaches in them and shit. Yeah, and then you just do them up, and then and then that went on to all these other like sim games that I did, and it was cool because I could pause it, I could chat, I could have a conversation, and then I can get back into it. And also the wrestling the wrestling games probably put me over the top more than anything.
Oh, awesome! You're into 2K, those ones,
bro. Like I created pretty much the fucking greatest thing on Twitch, bro. I'm just gonna put that out there, which is TNZ.
What's that?
So, bro, you never heard about TNZ?
I'm just giving you an opportunity to.
So TNZ for me. So what I used to do, and so I played this game called Fire Pro Wrestling, and it's like a 16-bit kind of game, and a wrestling game. And so what I would do because I didn't have to play it, I just let the computer fight each other. I would create I would create characters from my community and then just let them fight it out.
What?
It was the best. It was the best, bro. And then that turned from that to we transitioned it over to WWE 2K, and that was like, it was off the hook. We used to get like 60 to 70 viewers, but it was just engaging. And then what we would do is like, say I would have like somebody versus somebody, and I'd put it out on a Sunday night, the card, and then the whole week would be just people talking shit about each other. I'm gonna fuck you up.
Promos.
And then I figured that out, and then I was like, okay, whoever does the best out of these two, you'll win. Yeah, and then fuck, bro, it was the shit, bro. And I'm still coming back. It's just a lot of work, like on the WWE, it's a lot of work. But yeah, that was that really got me over. Like when I did that, people were like, "Oh, this guy's really good at talking." You know, I want to be a wrestler, so what do I have to do? And then that kind of got me a bit of a momentum shift. And yeah, and Massacre was in there, and Squirt was in there. All the bros were in there. It was so good.
That's crazy. You talked about like the promos that you had set up, and I just heard you say it. You said it got you over. So these are wrestling terms.
Yeah.
How long have you been into it? What got you into?
Bro, I was a wrestling fan. My nan used to play wrestling for me when I was 4. Hulk Hogan, bro, and she was into it, bro. She was that old nana that was like, "Get him, fucking la la la," and you know, she was hard out. And then coming up to Auckland, it wasn't like even during primary, like it was pretty good. But I'm talking like 80s wrestling, and I mean like the Ric Flair thing all came from that. So yeah. And then I love wrestling. And then I stopped watching after the Rock Lift.
Yeah.
After the Rock Lift, I was like, nah, this is fucking dumb.
That's the whole
when he left the first time or the second time?
Nah, second time.
That's the whole
I loved it when
ruthless aggression era that happened after he left, eh?
Yeah. I fucking love my best rock. Oh, I mean, when he was at his peak was pretty good, but when he came back as a Hollywood villain, it was the shit. Bro. When he had his guitar and shit, it was so good.
Best content.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Oh, bro.
Is it safe to say that the Uncle Dwayne's the favorite wrestler for you?
Bro, he's up there.
Yep.
Macho Man's up there. Ric Flair is definitely one of my favorites.
Yep.
Like, yeah, I kind of branded my whole thing around Ric Flair. So, you know, with Wakanda and all that stuff. So, yeah, he's done me well, old Uncle Rick. But no, The Rock is by far my.
What about you, Bandit? Who's your favorite wrestler?
Oh, it has to be Uncle Dwayne.
Oh yeah, but like, who else? Who's next? Who's next in line?
It's just Uncle Dwayne. I'm into Randy. I'm not. I know Randy gets a hard time sometimes, but his longevity has brought me in. I'm into Randy quite a bit.
Bro, fuck! I went to this is me flexing now. I spent like 2 months in North Carolina.
Okay.
And for basketball, and I got to go to fucking Money in the Bank, bro. 2017, bro. When it was bro, it was Randy versus old what's the Maharaja guy?
Oh yeah,
Fucking,
Jinder.
Jinder Mahal, brother. And the Money in the Bank was this shit, bro. That was the one where Shinsuke won it, and who won it from the chicks? Oh, fucking Carmella won it. Yeah, bro. It was, bro. We were like, bro. You could if you go back and you watch that, you could see me, bro. I'm like fucking 5 rows from the ring. I'll show you some video. I got some photos, bro. I'll send them. But yeah, bro, it was the shit.
Yeah, it pops off. Like when you're watching it on TV, it pops off. So I can't imagine what it's like to be there live.
Yeah, it's cool, bro. Like if you're in the first like 7 like rows, you get to keep your chair, bro. You take your chair with you.
Oh, true.
Yeah, and these chairs have like printing on it for like, you know, this special printing.
Yep.
And because we were heading back to New Zealand, we couldn't take them. So me and my mate, we just sold ours, bro. We sold them outside. We're like, does anybody want to buy the chair for $100? We had $200. We paid our tickets back. G. It was the best.
Oh, solid, man. If I think, yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Unknown. Who would your favorite wrestler be?
Besides, I got Dwayne. I think I have to go Jeff Hardy. Eh?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, Devil Way.
Yeah, because I was that kid that, you know, on the couches, bro. I think I could do a backflip and come in there. I can't move.
Yep.
My shoulder's broken. Like jumping all over the couches.
Oh, true.
Bro, did you guys watch WCW much?
Yep.
Not really, not as much, but I did when we weren't allowed to go to games.
Bro, my favorite was fucking Jericho and WCW.
Oh, Chris Jericho. No, I was more like Kevin Nash.
Yeah, either Jericho or Raven. G, those were my guys.
Good characters, eh?
Hogan, bro, hard, like, you know. But I was all DX, bro. Shawn Michaels was up there with me.
Yep.
Yeah. He was the man.
How good is it that Jericho's, you know, still going today, and it's been, 30 years onto his career. He's still relevant, keeping himself relevant. Does he, man?
Bro, Jericho, when he was a cruiserweight, was the shit, bro. Him versus Juventud, him versus Eddie, him versus Kidman, bro. He did some damage, bro. Like in terms of like being a big dude, but being in the cruiserweights and beating up on these little cats. Dean Malenko was another one that he had a mad scrap with.
Yeah,
4 years.
It was good, eh? I think the back in the day, WCW was pretty good until they. I think it was when Russo went overboard, threw them into the ground. But anyway, yeah, that's buzzy.
Yeah, bro.
So the bakery series that you've got now.
Yeah.
Before we talk about the bakery series, I listened to my FM, and and this other day, it's like a segment that they have, and it's like where they shout out their area. You know, New Zealanders shout out their area and they say why. And I was cracking up because one person came on and they were talking about bakeries, and then the host, Tegan, the chick in the My Morning Crew, started talking about the Clendon Bakery. Said that it's the best bakery in New Zealand. I thought of you straight away. So like, we've watched both of us have watched the episode 1 of the bakery run.
Sure.
You filmed episodes. Was it episode 2 today or 2 and 3?
2 and 3 today.
Awesome. And what was what's the motivation behind the bakery run?
So I do it with my mate Will. So Sly Will in the chat. He's around. So I've known Sly Will for a long time. He's a videographer, but I knew him through basketball and gaming because he was a big Halo dude. I wasn't, but I knew of him, and he just fucking blew up, bro. Like he got a job at TVNZ, and then he was just like, bro, I want to use this play. I want to use what I do to try and like bring up gaming and things like that. So I was like, cool. So he always we always talked about bakeries, and I would always say about Clendon, like I do on stream all the time, Unga. And then but he was like, bro, let's do like a series. And I was also talking to my bro Mikael, the bloody Samoan.
Yep.
He was keen to do it too. And I was just like, bro, let's just do it. And Will was just like, bro, let's do it. And then COVID happened. We had to kind of chill out. And then once that got done, then we were into it. But bro, like Clendon Bakery, man, like there's nothing like it. Gee, I'm telling you.
What makes Clendon Bakery so great?
Bro, it's hard for me because I used to walk past Clendon Bakery every day after school. Like I had to walk from Manidua all the way back to Clendon. So like I had to walk through all the time. And Min, who's the guy that owns it, he was just a man, bro. He's just like I think it's him more than the actual pies. Yeah. Like the pies are great, but he's perfected it. But it's more like him. He's just like the guy, man. Like everybody kind of knows him. He's one of those dudes that remembers everybody's name. Like he'll be like, "Hey, George, da 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 da. What do you need?" He's one of those guys, and like we're talking about thousands of people that come through per week, and he knows them all. And then, that's and it's just for me, it's nostalgic, like purely because it's it's the same pies that I had when I was growing up, so it's like that. But to see a lot of other people kind of like Tegan, and I think they won an award on flavor and stuff like that.
Awesome.
I mean, yeah.
So and
Clendon it's the best thing in Clendon. Like, no disrespect. Either that and the marae. Those are the two good things out of Clendon.
True. Has anything you've had so far come close?
I mean, it's tough because. Not steak and cheese wise. Like steak and cheese, I've been to a lot of pies, bakeries, but steak and cheese pie, not certain, is never a question. Like it's always going to be mince pies and Clendon. Yeah. But the sweet stuff, I mean, the apple Danish that I had in Hill Park was fucking next fucking up there. It's fucking great, right? And today we were out at Windmill Bakery and we had the fudge cake that they have there.
Oh, cool.
And that is another one, bro. That is another one, G. Like that, bro. Hall of Fame.
Where was that one?
Bro, in Mangere.
Oh.
Windmill Bakery in Mangere.
Yep.
Yeah. We went, and then the other ones, there wasn't much. If it's really good, like I'll be like, this is Hall of Fame. But yeah, bro, it's fun. I love bakery. Like everybody loves a bakery. Like, So it's just doing what I love and being funny.
Do you talk to the owners like before you?
Yeah, we go in. Yeah. See, because I'm like when if you meet me in person, I'm exactly the same. I'm like no shame.
Yeah.
I'm just like, hey, fucking bro. I just go in and I'm like, hey, brother, and I flash the old TVNZ thing. Hey, the brother here from TVNZ. And I'll butter them up, bro. See, because I was the guy. I had to fucking talk my way out of things and talk my way into things growing up. So, like, I'm good at that shit. That's the one trips right across from Southern Cross. But, and I could talk my way into things. I'm pretty good at it. So I'll just say, hey, we love your bakery. It's the best bakery. We want to show everybody. And they're like, okay, yeah, sweet as, go hard. And then that's how it works. Yeah.
No, because I've never been to Auckland and I've spent fucking fuck all time in Wellington. So just looking at it, wow, that's a bit of a trip. You said you used to walk from Clinton to Manuera. I was like,
James Cook, bro. I used to have to walk from JC. Bro, I used to have to walk from South Mall. If you type it in there, bro. So, like, in order to play video games after school, because I used to just spend my bus money. Like, that used to just be the thing. And then I would spend my bus money and stay as long as I can with my $2 that I had needed for my bus. And then I would just walk home. And with my basketball, I would have to stand on my basketball to play fucking Street Fighter. And and then, yeah. And then I'd just walk home. Like, fuck it. Then when I found out how to hustle money in primary school, then I was like, yo, okay, I'll sell you this. Have you got $2? Then I'd play, and then yeah, man. That was my jam. But JC to Clinton isn't that bad.
Yeah.
JC to Clinton. Yeah, that's not that. That's a good 30 years. Yeah, but yeah. Thanks, Trips. Got me. But yeah.
Nice.
But when you're with your boys, your boys,
yeah. You just chat. It's 5 minutes, bro.
Yeah,
hard, and then you get a feed and eat at the same time and walk home and fucking talk about shit, like talk about the party from last week, Yeah.
That's when you get the $10 that mum gave you for like over 3 days, and you just spend it after school.
Just scared about the tuck shop. What a next.
Pretty much.
Just ask people for a bite of their pie for the next week. Just buy cheese. Don't be scared.
It wasn't until I got into high school where I could sell my auntie smokes in it to the.
Oh, jeez.
You're
a hustler.
Bro, you're talking to the fucking man about selling smokes, G. I used to do that too, yo.
Oh, I think one of the good. It's bad now, but bro, when I was in year 11, year 12, and I wasn't really much of a smoker, but I'd buy like a pack of 50s. Back then, pack of 50s was like $15 to $17, and then I maybe smoke about 5 to 10, and then $40 was just all profit. So it's just like it was just recycling money, bro. I thought it was the man. I was year 12, freaking latest phone, freaking watches and that. Just recycling freaking smokes.
Fucking hard.
Oh,
tricks, bro. Those are the tricks.
Hey, man.
Who's fucking hell?
That's how you
started. I started selling shoes too. Bro.
No way.
Oh,
I started getting the fakies on. I could get the fake shoes online.
Yeah.
And then I had a fucking pamphlet. G. I was like, bro, these are the colors I can get. G, what do you want? Give me like a week. And like 100, 120, 150 bucks, and they're all fake. And then they'd last for like a couple of weeks, but I'd still hustle. And that, yeah, fucking hell.
Yeah, there's kids that walk up their code and which one do you want? Watches and everything.
That's buzzy. Like that's how you learn at a young age. Like crazy. Did you sell for?
It went from there, and then it was DVDs, bro. I learned how to print DVDs. Yeah, bro, I was burning hard. All of the fucking, and then a new window, and then bro, selling shoes and selling smokes, bro, got me enough money to buy a fucking PC, and then I'll buy that PC, and then I would just fucking diversify the portfolio with the old fucking, the old DVDs. I was doing those, and then games came along. I knew how to do the PlayStation 2 games with the chips and shit.
Yeah,
bro, I was out hustling, and that's funny, bro. It's funny now. Like a lot of people know me, they're all like, bro, you always work really hard. Like you get a lot of work done. I'm like, bro, I'm just like, I'm just hustling pretty much. Not people, but just hustling the content. I'm just pushing the content out.
I wish I never stopped. I wish I never stopped.
You're still selling smokes today?
No, like on the grind, bro. I remember that because I had a couple of my Asian mates. They're like, "Oh, are you keen to get into this?" Because I was getting to where selling the 3 phones that came out that were blocked. The Asian guys were able to jailbreak it and whatever SIM they wanted it. And I was just like, bro, so just racking those, transferring it there, get my money from there, sweet, move along. But the money just stopped there, I should have moved on to bigger and better things.
Yeah. That was always me, bro. I was always looking. I was always thinking, like, fuck, what's the next thing I can crack, you know? What else can I do? Like, how can I make more money? And then I started working and I had more, you know, like more people that had money.
Yeah.
And then that's when I was like, yo, these cats at my job have got some money. I'm about to take some of that. Yo, you want that next Harry Potter, homie? Came out, yo, I got you, B. $15, bro. You want it? I got it for your kids, you know. Like, and I was hustling that shit. Yeah, that was the one, yo.
Let's talk about your most recent form of hustling in the Provise project. What I wanted to ask you how it came about. What was your inspiration? What were the inspirations behind coming up with the Provise project?
Okay, bro, I got invited on stage at this thing called the Omen stage, and it's on Armageddon, right? Never been interviewed before. I was, you know, like I'm always kind of like I've always had this ability to talk to people and them to kind of lighten up, and we talk about stuff. Like I've always kind of had that with me, and that came from the hustling. Like as a junior, as a kid,
Yep.
they all came from getting to know someone, cracking the rapport, and getting in, getting in, and then asking questions that were really tough, like and when you hustle, that's what you do. You figure them out. You're like, hey, bro, how's it going? Like, oh yeah, cuz fuck yeah,
See
bro,
what
I know.
their flavor is. Okay.
Yeah, bro, yeah, I know
Random
such and
good.
such. Do you know, like those ones? And then like I always had that. And then anyway, I went on this Omen stage and like I did like an hour interview with some people and like, bro, like we can roast, like me and you. Like I know I could come at you and I could mock you about something, you mock me back, and we go right. See, like back then I didn't know that. I thought everybody's like that, right?
Yo.
I get the interviewer, he's Palangi, and I mock the fuck out of his everything, right? The chat is fucking going off. Like, I don't know if Mass is here, but Mass was there fucking, it was going off. Ha 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 ha. All that shit, right? Then, bro, when I went on, it was probably the most people they've had, like, the whole weekend of Armageddon, because I was just like, fucking, I had a community set up, they all came through, they laughed, it was fucking great, all right? And then the next time they invited me back, nobody wanted to interview me. Because I would roast the fuck out of it. And so I had to do my own thing. And so I thought, okay, let's do it. And then, I didn't really get a good shot at it. Like, they didn't give me I was like, oh. And so I thought to myself, you know what? I can really kind of, if I get the right people, I can really kind of interview them and just see what's up. Like, fuck, man. Like, what makes you who you are? Like, and then, and that's how it started. I did do a podcast before, but it was like a one-person one, just around streaming. It was called Stream Pie. It was pretty cool. But, it just wasn't my jam. Like, I like talking to people. And that's how it started. And then when COVID happened, it was always a plan because, like, I was actually planning at the end of the year, I was just going to go, maybe like the streaming games things wasn't for me. Yep. Like, because I love, don't get me wrong, I love video games and I love playing, but I thought maybe, maybe I just need to concentrate on mahi and get that sorted. But, it was really weird because I was in a place where I was like, yo, I'm not going anywhere with this shit. Like, it's kind of like stagnant at the moment. And I think I've hit a ceiling. And when COVID happened, I was like, fuck, I'm getting really bored. So there's no one to talk to. So I said, okay, let's just give it a try. And that's how it happened pretty much. Yeah. Shout outs to Wolf Gaming and Rubik's, who were my first like guinea pigs, I suppose. Yep. And, let me interview them. But yeah, that's how it all started.
Awesome, man. What can you tell us? I know we talked about it before, but can you tell us about the process that you have with, I guess, finding people that you want to interview and locking in the time and that kind of stuff, all up until they're there with you?
Yeah, so the process goes a couple of different ways that I go around it. Most of the time, it's just a DM. Like, I'll DM whoever I would like to comment on, and like, I have no shame. I'll go from, I'll hit up Jacinda on the fucking messages and email to, you know, a content creator or something like that. And then I'll just say, hey, you know, like, and I'll always make it personalized. Like, I'm like, man, I'm a big fan of like your work and this and this. And but a lot of the times, like, I put out a tweet. I was like, man, who should we approach? And the community and the good people will of my kind of that, like, my content will come in and go, bro, you know who will be good? And they'll tag that person, and it kind of, you know, they'll go, oh yeah, actually that'll be pretty cool.
Yep.
And for sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Like John Campbell was the first kind of major guest that I had on, I suppose. Well, actually, no, Laurie Pops, I think, was, if you don't know Laurie Pops, she's a partnered streamer from New Zealand. She was my first kind of like, I was really surprised that she got back to me. And I mean, she knows me and we know each other, but she doesn't really do, she doesn't really do too much like interviews, but she said, yep, we'll do it. And then John Campbell was my next one. Yeah, and that's it. Yeah, and then John Campbell was opened up a lot of doors. Not him personally, but the content kind of opened up a lot of doors.
There's a question from Thunder Punch. Did you see that one?
Fuck him. Okay, here's a start. His question is, why have you not been on SmackDown lately? Okay, and here's the story. Okay, I played WWE 2K19 on release day. Okay, and I had fucking, oh man, it would have been about 20 people come through and ask if I was related to Rusev.
Oh.
And he always brings it up. And I fucking want to give him a hug, okay? Because he's a piece of shit. And bro, honestly. And then like everybody that used to come through, I used to get like that. And then yeah. So thanks, Thunder Punch, for bringing that up. I don't know why I'm not on fucking SmackDown.
I've seen those
but
GIFs, the GIFs and the pictures of you and his body.
Thunder Punch is one of my good friends, you know, and you know, like it's that roasting.
Yeah.
I give it straight back to him. Like, oh fuck, he looks like the dude from the fucking TikToks that was like that guy. And the dude with the fucking green eyes that was like, I like brown woman. That guy. He looks like fucking Thunder Punch. And he knows that too. Anyway.
It's nice.
So yeah. See, now you can't unsee it. It's fucking roots of right there.
Camel clutch.
the accolade.
Accolade. That's what would be some of the highlights that you've had over the last over all your episodes actually, or some out?
The John Campbell one was definitely, for me, it was like uncharted territory. I didn't know if I could do it. Like I worked hard for that one. Like I was like, the amount of research I did on John, the week going up to that, and I had a full week, which was pretty cool. Like I had a full week where I could really get in and understand. You know, I was in yearbooks. I was checking out podcasts that he did. I had fucking multiple like streams, like videos on YouTube that I would come back to and write notes about. That was cool. But I think recently, probably the Shea Fu one. Shea Fu is a massive kind of like, I love Shea Fu. Shea Fu was the guy for me. Like growing up, I would always listen to Shea Fu and always admire his work. And yeah, that was really cool. And it was cool because I paid homage to him and I said, like, you know, I did my research and a lot of these people kind of appreciate that. Like P Money was another one. They appreciate that it's not just another like interview, like it's something different. And yeah, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, probably Mark Hunt was pretty cool, even though that was a real hard interview. I dropped my nuts multiple times on that interview because I thought, fuck, he might jump through the screen and give me a hiding. Very tired. I was very tired. I was extremely tired in that interview. Yeah, but I really like interviewing just people from the community and just talking to them about stuff. Like, yeah, probably one of my favorite people to talk to is Colossus because He's so knowledgeable. Rubik's is another one. Nautelica is another one. I fucking love talking to Naut. He is one of the funniest, most intellectual dudes that you'll ever meet with Nautelica. Never getting Thunder Punch on ever. Had enough of him calling me Rusev.
Awesome. Those are solid highlights, eh? Like, it's always good to kind of, I guess, reflect. Look back at what you've result of your hard work.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, bro. A low light, bro, and I won't say a name, okay? But I got a person on, and they just talked, kind of like what I'm doing, I suppose. But they just fucking wouldn't let me ask them a question.
Oh, true.
And they kept repeating the fucking answer. I was just like, and you could see my face, like, come on, brother. And bro, I was like, and the chat saw it too, and they were like, oh, come on, bro, that's enough. Like, I was just like, come on, B. There's actually 2 guests that did that to me. One of them, I was like, cool, he's from overseas, he doesn't know. But the other one, I was just like, fuck, come on now. Like, this is an interview.
Yeah.
And and it's like, it's weird. And I say it before I get to them. I was like, just remember it's an interview and not a TED talk. Just like riff off each other. But people don't understand this shit. I'm like, fuck, man. Like, yeah, it's really weird.
Oh, God. I don't know. Oh, actually, I think Kristen was L1A. Kristen was the one that
Kristen and
yeah, Kristen knew, and those two were the ones that were just talking hard out, like the longest answers.
Like it was mean, but it was like it reminded them of another thing and another thing.
That's it.
Like I was like, you know what? I'm took the bandit afterwards. We'll get these 2 separately, or even get them one by one. It'll be
because we had
perfect for these situations.
We had 5 of them at once,
but there's 8 of them. There's 8 together, but 5 of them at once.
Shit.
Yeah.
I hope, bro, if I ever come across like that, you fucking tell. I know at the start I said I fucking was going at it, but I'm cool now. Okay,
good, man.
Don't fucking hey, fucking be straight up. Don't fucking, if I am, say, hey, Tim, fucking relax.
At the same time, it's cool to hear these stories because these are I've never, like, especially when Kristen was going on about it. Like, I'm massive fan of Kristen Inu, and pretty much everything on YouTube of Kristen Inu, I've pretty much watched it like 2 or 3 times. So to hear some of these stories that I've never heard before, it was like, oh shit, bro. You actually seen Michael Jordan, like, yo, so it's like, it was kind of cool, but then at the same time,
you do have those moments, bro. Like when you're a bit starstruck. I mean, with Shay, it was John Campbell. Actually, he fucking took the sting out of it for me, which was nice because he rang me the day before.
Awesome.
And he rang me just to make sure everything was good. So he rang me up, and that took the oh fuck, it's John Campbell on the phone out for me, which was good. So we could just, and he said something really cool to me. I said to him, because I was fucking like, oh, it's fucking John Campbell, but he goes to me, I go, bro, I said this, and even now I'm like, why did I fucking say this? But I said, bro, I'm gonna impress you tomorrow, and because I knew I had my fucking research, I'm gonna impress you tomorrow. And he goes, don't do it to impress me, mate. Do it just to have fun. And I thought, fuck, you're the man, G. Fuck, I love you, John. Fucking hell.
That's awesome, mate.
Yeah,
that's real cool.
It's pretty cool. He checks in from time to time on me.
Yeah.
To make sure I'm all right. Pretty cool. I message him back. He never fucking messages me. But like just randomly he'll be like, mate, I hope the podcast is going well. Yeah. Chair, John, you're the man.
I think just going back to what you guys were talking about just before this, like if you were going on, to cut you off. Yeah. Sometimes it's a good opportunity to kind of hear some other things that we might like expand on. Like this conversation. Half of our conversation we didn't plan about talking about. It's not on the thing that we talked about. But yeah, sometimes it's good to hear the full extended versions of things like that. But if you're on a time frame.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, hard out.
Are we on a time frame?
No, we're not.
Shit.
I don't know. We're never on time frame. Okay. Yeah, got all night.
Okay, so
yeah, bro. Looking back at you've polished off the season 1 of the Provise Project. Looking back in hindsight, what are some things that you would or tips that you'd give yourself, or things that you might have done better or a bit different?
Yeah, I think I really regret not going to the video format earlier. Like I was, yeah, it used to, when I first started, it was just audio, and I did it because I didn't want people to feel pressured to have to do it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And a lot of people I was getting on to start off with, not necessarily were streamers. They were like, I was trying to get everybody in there. And but now that I've kind of moved over to the video, just like you guys just now, it's I wish I would have done it earlier. I wish I would have done it with John, and I did it with Mark because he just went live. Like he was just like, I'm just going live, and then I just filmed him going live, like and that was a pre thing. What else? I think preparation is fine. Like I'm always kind of prepared, but yeah, being a little bit more consistent on socials when I started off, probably. But no, I think I don't think there's much to change. Season 2, it's just better guests, pretty much. And now that I've got some names on my CV, it's a little bit easier to approach and send them videos of me interviewing John Campbell or
Yeah, for sure.
Mark Hunt or whoever. Yeah, it's quite nice. But yeah, that would be my only thing. And yeah, just being online, and being consistent was what I'm really about.
So I guess now that we've talked about that stuff, the other side of our podcast specifically that kind of ensure or make sure that we talk about is the mental well-being or mental awareness. It's the whole reason we've come up with this podcast all together, because we see an opportunity to kind of, I guess, Twitch community in general, especially the younger lot, to kind of understand that us gamers or us people, normal people, and especially for us as Polynesians, we go through kinds of things as well, these down feelings or anything to do with your mental health. And it's been quite awesome. Before I ask you about it, it's been quite awesome to see, like, all the guests that we've had. Sometimes I don't kind of get an understanding of what they're gonna say about mental well-being beforehand, but they understand what they're coming into, accepting being a guest on the podcast. So I did want to ask you, Tim, like, what your thoughts were on mental well-being and mental health.
I think it's hugely overlooked. I think a lot of people, especially in New Zealand, more I don't know about anywhere else, but I think in New Zealand, people have that, oh, you'll be all right, bro, fucking all good, like that kind of attitude. Yeah, in terms of balance, I think the most important thing is balance and having that time where you could be alone and you can kind of be with your thoughts. Yeah, I think that's really overlooked. A lot of people, they get so busy, and I'm a stickler for this. I get so busy and I get so caught up in everything that, when my body and my mind's trying to tell me, it's time to slow down, that I ignore it. And, that's a huge thing that people have to kind of understand, is that, it's your body and your mind saying, hey, bro, like, relax. I honestly think streaming is bad. Like, it's a bad thing for your mental, man. Like, I don't want to say a bad thing, but just that I think the societal, like how streaming and society can be, especially around numbers and especially around, how can I explain? Especially around caring what other people think about you. That really does play a huge toll. It takes a huge toll on people when they're like, oh, this person doesn't like me, this person says this about me, and yeah, I mean, man, I've been caught in that trap multiple times where, oh, I don't have enough views, or I don't have enough of this, and I'm not like this person, and comparing yourself. But it is huge, man. Like, and a lot of people forget that it's just as important as your physical health, I think.
Yeah, actually, I don't think we've covered. I guess the streamers, like side of mental health, the risks that come with streaming, or for your own mental well-being, because they're risks. It's risky, putting yourself on that platform, to go live and see like maybe or that what you're talking about before, someone else is maybe better than you're doing at the time.
Yeah, man, it's massive. Like I've seen, and I've talked to heaps of people that do that. They're like, hey, like, and some people are ashamed. Like, bro, I'm not ashamed to say I'm jealous of somebody else. I think that needs to be a huge thing. You should never, I don't think jealousy is a human emotion that everybody fucking has. Like everybody gets jealous of something, but it's around how you handle that jealousy. Is how it affects you. Like, there's people that I know that get things that don't put as much work in as me. They'll never they don't put but they get like, they'll get something like like a sponsorship or something like that, or they'll get like 100 viewers and they don't work as hard as me. But it's how I deal with that jealousy and how I deal with that oh man, that should be me. Which kind of sets me apart. Like I look at that and I think to myself, it's just not my time. Like I just don't have it like right now, but I'm working to get there. Because I think that's what it is, man. Like Twitch is a fucking massive pot of jealousy, like in a good way, or not in a good way, but there's look at you look right now, bro. You look to the left and there's followed channels and they're all in fucking numerical order, So yeah, it is. It takes its toll, man. Like there is some times where, in my past, I'm like, holy shit, what am I doing wrong? It's on me.
Yeah.
What have I done to make these people not want to watch me? And that plays a massive part in your well-being.
It could trigger like good stuff, making you better. The downfall, it could trigger like real deep freaking mental health issues. Like, oh, am I not good enough? Like you can get stuck in a massive hole way. Like,
oh,
I've seen it, bro.
Oh man,
yeah, I've seen it. I've been streaming 2.5 years nearly. Okay, I've seen people that are way more funnier, way more talented, way more good at the game, or way more kind of engaging, just fucking melt. Because they just go, oh, what? I've only got 10. Like I've only got fucking 4 viewers in here. Like, and where there was me, which I was just like, you know what? I had to really work hard on it, and I fucking made a conscious effort to just go, you know what? Like, I'm just not gonna give a fuck about that. I'm just gonna work on making some dope shit, and if people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. So be it. And but it takes a while, man. It really does take a while.
You have to make that conscious to say that you're not gonna care, or like it's not gonna, doesn't matter to you. Otherwise you're setting yourself up. Like for instance, a couple of months ago I started coming up with goals. I got that from Tyrone. I got the goals idea from Tyrone, and it was goals for the year. Because what that means is that it doesn't matter if no one's watching here, because it's not a part of what I want to achieve. But these things are different to what I'm seeing, these numbers that I'm seeing here. This is the result that I want.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
fucking
important.
And the thing is too, bro, is that there's people out there that only look at that number. They'll only look at that number. Oh, he's only got 4 people in the chat. Oh, he's shit. Those people, those are the ones you don't give a fuck about. Like, and those are the ones that are, you get the clout chasers on here, bro. I have multiple fucking streams of like, just like, they come in patterns, like people that are like, yo, when I'm up, yo, you're sucking on the dick, bro. But when I'm down, yo, fuck that guy. He's useless. You'll get those people. Like that happens. But it's me going, yeah, fuck that guy. I would rather focus on somebody that has been with me and is always with me and always helps me out. And but bro, if you're making dope shit, that should be, because I can't control, and nobody else can control
100%.
if somebody's like, listen, like I may have 3 people in here, I may have fucking 100 people in here, but one night, if it's 3, that means 97 of them are going out for dinner that night. You know, like you kind of have to switch it up like that and go, yeah. But it's really a conscious effort to just go, you know what, fuck them. Like fuck their judgment, fuck all that shit. I'm just here to make the dope shit. And once that happens, that's when success comes.
Yep.
That's when it happens. It's not when you're like, oh, well, on October the 3rd, when I played fucking Fortnite, I got this many, and it's not that shit anymore. That shouldn't be the goal, because you can't control that. And yeah, I'm a huge believer on control the controllable, and I can't control if 30 people come in. I can manipulate it somehow by like promoting it on socials, doing things like that, but I can't forcefully tell people, yo, look at me right now, you know.
I think that's a main thing, like that you can use towards like your mental health and stuff like that. A lot of people, like you said, that are worried about what other people say and think of that. But like I said, for me, it's more like, all right, I can control how I feel. You know, I can control what I do. Right, but if how I feel, what I do, like that's it. Like, you know, if it's someone else, if it's my channel and stuff like that, and what they're doing, like you can't control that, bro. Like you can't beat yourself up of something you can't control. Of like if you've done everything, all your goals, all the little checklists that you do, okay, bang, 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 and you still feel like shit over something. But it's something you got to learn that if you can't control it, if you can't change it, you just gotta go. Yeah, you just gotta let it go. Like, yeah, shit, things are gonna happen. Like, you know, you might have people who pass away, like, and stuff like that. But I'm not talking about that part, but more of the part that, you know, when people are like, man, if you can't control it, you're literally wasting like freaking mind, you know, like the mental side of it, like, you know, getting too deep over something you can't even control. Like,
I like to think of like my mental health like a Street Fighter character, like the energy bar on a Street Fighter character, right? If I'm gonna spend, and like, you know, if I'm gonna spend a lot of my health bar worrying about, you know, like, because it costs every time I worry about things. If I'm gonna spend my daily fucking health bar on worrying about one cunt that has fucking like no effect on me, you know, like if I'm gonna worry about that dude, that's half of my bar gone. I gotta spend some of my mental health bar on my kids. I gotta spend it on my job. I gotta spend it, you know, like streaming and making cool content. If I've only got half a bar, I'm fucked. Like, you know, I'm not gonna have enough in the tank. So I've got to be really. You've got to fucking choose your battles, man. You can't go in and go, fuck that guy, fuck that guy, fuck that guy, fuck him. He's got more fucking views than me. Fuck him, fuck, you know, because then that's just fucking more venom that's getting pumped into your system. And then all of a sudden, you've got nothing left for what you need it for, because you need it. If you're gonna be a fucking content creator, if you're gonna be that guy, if you want to be that fucking guy, yo, you got to spend it on. You got to be efficient with where you spend that shit. And you got to choose exactly when and how you're going to use it. Because if you get worried about old fucking Viper 733 that came in and said you're fat or you're a cunt or something like that, you just got to let it roll. Because your mental health is, if you don't have enough mental health in your bar, bro, you can't spend it, you know, where you need to.
Awesome, man. Never thought of it like that.
Bro, I wrote that down right now. I like that.
Oh.
That's freaking solid.
It's fucking true, man. Like, you know, like, and positive or negative energy, it's the same fucking thing. You have to put, if I'm going to spend my health bar fucking replying to a tweet from a dick fuck that just like has no fucking clue. Like, I've had some racial comments thrown at me over the last fucking few weeks. And like a lot of people are like, bro, air it out, bro. Put it on fucking Twitter. And I'm like, actually, nah, I'm not. Because he knows he's a fuckwit. I don't need to fucking tell him. People know he's a fuckwit. I don't need to fucking tell it. They can figure it out for themselves sooner or later. But I got to spend this shit on making the dopest shit I can. And that's all I need to do. And, you know, like, and also those people that are fucking, that tell you, yo, fuck, bro, go on Twitter, bro. Fucking air them out. Are the same ones that will fuck off when shit hits the fan.
Yeah,
You know, yeah, and but yeah, bro, like I mean, I could go on and on about that stuff, but at the end of the day, bro, you've got to be efficient with how you use your mental health. You can't be out. You got to pick your battles. If you're ready to die on the fucking hill, make sure it's not the one of fucking, I don't know, fucking Quacky Deck 99 from fucking, like that username or some shit.
Yep.
Like, yeah, spend it on where you need to.
You have to be good up here for you to be good on here. Like that's important for content creators. No matter what you're doing, you have to be good up here to be able to perform, deliver.
Yep.
One of the best, bro. One of the fucking best that does that is Solly Gifts.
Yeah.
Solly Gifts, you will never hear a fucking negative thing out of him. He stays on focus. He does what he's supposed to do, and he's just efficient. See, I'm an angry fucking South Aucklander. When somebody gets at me, I roast them, and that's taking time away. Like, I know it is, but it's fun for me.
Yeah.
I like fucking doing that shit. But I shouldn't. But like a dude like Gifts, all he does is he assesses the situation and he thinks, is this worth my time? And then he has his trigger goes no, where my one would probably go, maybe I could probably roast it, but like he's just like, nah, fucking move on. And that's what I admire about the bro. He's probably the hardest worker. He's the hardest working dude that I've ever fucking met when it comes to socials. Yep. And I've said this to him, Major, and he does the old, oh, shut up, bro. Shut up. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Okay, you are a very, very hard worker. And then, he's the man. But that's one of the guys I'm always fucking chasing. And in a good way. Because they say, bro, like, here's another fucking thing for you. There's two types of people when in terms of like Twitch and in terms of like mental health. There's two types of people when you're growing stuff. There's a builder and there's a demolition fucking master, right? There's someone that's gonna, like a Gifts, who's gonna just build their fucking tower up. They're gonna they're just gonna keep building. Then you have some cunts online that will fucking try to bust down everybody else's building just so their building's nicer than everybody else's. All right. Whereas you see a Gifts who's like, yo, you could try and bust down my building, but I'm just not gonna let it affect me and just keep building. And that's the kind of motherfucker you need to be.
100. I remember Gifts saying that when Gifts moved over to full-time content creating and streaming and stuff, right, he said something interesting to me, and he said that, right, he's actually, now that he's got the whole day, he's actually a lot more, he runs out of time more than when he didn't have than when he was working. And like, I'm only like 3-4 weeks into it now, bro, and I'm the same. Like, so much to do. Like for those who want to become that, that content creator, man, it's a lot of work, eh? Like, guess was it like, not that I said oh nah, whatever. You got the whole day in it. Like, massive fan of Guess, and bro, now that I'm in that situation, I was like, dude, I got a whole day, and the whole day is here, and my list of things to do is always like this. Where when I was working in it, 7 to 5 and that, I was able to fit, this, but because your mind's always going, it's going. And one thing that he said, Tim, was you gotta listen to your body. Right, man. I've written it down right now because like it's the last, I'll say so for 4 weeks I've been doing this full-time thing. The first 2 weeks, bro, I was like, I'm up at 3 a.m, and I'm up to do the kids at 8:30, 8 o'clock. Man, and then the last 2 weeks, right, I'm like, fuck, I'm getting tired, eh? All right, boys, I'm off. Bang, sleep. Like the last week and a bit to 2 weeks, but it's been good because I'm getting up. We're just focusing on the more important parts. Like it's just listening to my body, and then we're a little bit tired, so we won't do this big project because it will pretty much eat, into the late hours of the night. We'll do the little stuff, and then we'll leave it there. Man, like just little stuff like that, just listening to your body, man, it's such like a basic tip, but man, like when you actually do it, the mental side of it, oh man, it's a breeze.
Yeah,
like
and
it's an absolute breeze.
I think also just being like, the other thing with streaming is like if you're not consistent, people you don't get growth. Like that's just the way it is. Okay, it's the way it's set up. The more you're here, the more people will see you, the more they'll follow, etc., etc. But like sometimes people take that overboard, and they're on like fucking all the time, and then those are normally the people that will crash, and you won't see them. Yeah, you won't see them for like 6 months, and then they'll come back, and they'll do like a 48-hour stream, and not disrespecting people that do that, and that's totally up to them. But like, yeah. But I mean, I feel, and this might be a hot take. I feel that actually streaming more probably hurts you more. I think streaming a lot probably hurts your brand more than anything. So I'll break it down, right? Say if I'm streaming 6 hours a day, right? 6 hours a day, 7 days a week. Okay. If you break that down, if I was only spending 3 hours a day, but then I was spending 3 hours doing socials, networking, teeing up things, trying to, improve my branding, get on that, I'd be a lot more efficient than if I just streamed for 6 hours. That's legit. Like, because I'm living testament to this. I stream 2 hours. That's all I stream. Like 2 hours Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Even when I was streaming games, 2 hours, 3 hours was my max. And that wasn't because on purpose. That was just because I was like fucking like, bored. Like I was like, oh fuck, I'm getting off. But I spent those other hours is just making cutting my clips up and putting them on socials and scheduling them and figuring out how to do different alerts and figuring out how to use OBS better. And that will improve it will improve everything. It's not like it's really not about, oh, you're on for 6 hours. Oh, mean. Like, and let's be honest, who's staying for 6 hours of content? Like, I'm not. Like, I've got shit to do. Like, like, when's the last time any of you boys have sat down and watched the stream for 6 hours straight? Never for me. No, I don't give a fuck who it is. Like, I wouldn't spend 6 hours on my time. So that's the thing. Is like, you got to be efficient with how you use your time. And yeah, like, I learned After Effects. I learned Adobe Premiere. I spent all those times like learning these things because it helped me. It
helps you stand out, eh?
Oh, big time, bro.
Oh, man. Big difference between you and everyone else for people that look at the content that you have, especially when it's made by you did it yourself.
Nope.
Just read your lips. That's all good. I'll talk while that's going on. So you mentioned before there's the person that builds people up, the person that
are we good?
Oh, now we're good.
Oh yeah,
talked about the person that builds you up and the person that demolishes things. Then you started talking about your time management, and both of you started talking about time management. At some point, like I guess when you're first getting into streaming, the thing you think about is you and Twitch playing the game, you and Twitch. It does get to a point though where you start thinking about Twitch as building in the city that you make, and the responsibility that you have is to build up the other kind of buildings in your city. For example, you talked about your Premiere Pro, your Adobe After Effects, social media, all these other things that contribute towards the growth of your city.
Yeah, and sorry to interrupt. Also, bro, like these when we talked about like builders and fucking demolishers, sometimes, bro, your builders, the people that are building you up and like they're building their own thing. Remember, bro, sometimes these motherfuckers are sneaky. Like they'll be like, "Yo, fuck, bro, you're the fucking man, G." And then like later on down the track, they'll be like, "Nah, fuck you. You didn't give me a fucking shout out on such and such." As soon as those motherfuckers came in, bro, you need to block those motherfuckers real quick. I had a dude. I've had multiple people do that to me, and I block them straight. I'm like, fuck you, you fucker. Because it's all right to be used. Like, I'm cool. Like, if you want to use me, that's cool. Like, and don't get me wrong. Like, use me for my knowledge and use me to help. Use me for that. But don't fucking abuse that shit. Because when you fucking abuse that shit, that's when I'm out, and you're out too. Like, I'm one of those dudes. I'm like, nah, bro, you're a fucking snake. I'm fucking cutting you clean. I had a dude one time, bro. Like, used to just fucking, bro, I don't know what the fuck he was doing. He would just fucking DM me pictures of him streaming. And like,
true.
I'm like at work, and it's just pictures of him like, hey bro, like just streaming, and I'm like, the fuck out of here. Like, and I would never reply to him, right? Then I go one day, the bro hits me up and he's like, bro, this dude's talking mad spicy shit about you, G. And I was like, okay, so I went into his chat. The dude is talking, oh fuck, he always ignores me and all this shit. Those people are fucking lonely, bro. Like they and I know it's a bad thing, to say that, but they just want a friend. And I'm friendly, but I don't want to be everybody's friend. Like, if that made any sense. But yeah, there's always people, bro. There's always these fucking undercover cunts that are like, oh yeah, bro, what's up? You're the man, G. You're the fucking man. All of a sudden, when the shit goes down and you don't give them that love, the minute they show those colors, G, gone.
100.
No fucking hesitation. And that's that's something that fucking I appreciate about Gifts. He's not like that.
Yeah.
He's like, hey man, me, I'm like, nah, bro, fuck off. Like, I'm like, nah, cuz you're a fucking snake, and I'm not fucking cool with that shit. And then I'll be, and you get that shit. It gets like that. And that's why I told, like, it's been really cool, like working with Brox, because and I tell him, bro, I'm that dude. I'm that's like, good. Yo, if you get a motherfucker like that, stop being nice, kick his fucking ass out, and don't come back. And like, because I'm fucking like, you don't have, and because that takes your mental.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Brox is too kind, bro. He is too kind, bro.
But he's got people like me around him that goes, yo, I'll fix it up for you, cuz. Give me the fucking login. Give me your login. Got you. I would never do it. But yeah. But no, it's just really interesting. Like, it's really interesting to see. It's an interesting cross section of society. You get to see people, really fucking snaky people, try to fucking, get like abuse people's trust and glitch off, and then you get other people that are like just helpful, like you guys, and just want to help each other. Like, that's cool, man. That's the shit.
Man, thanks for giving us your take on.
Sorry if I'm too fucking in your face about
it. No, it's good. No, it's all good, bro.
Yeah. Bro, straight up, bro. Like, I've had multiple fucking times.
Yeah.
Because when I first started, I was trying to please everybody. Everybody does that shit. And I'll bring it up too, bro. When I first started, bro, I was trying to be like all these white faces that I saw. Because those were the people that were like, oh, hey, man. Oh, thanks for my chat. Thanks for subscribing. Give me a Twitch. Those fucking motherfuckers. All right. And I was trying to be that because that's all I saw. That's it. I didn't see anything else but the ninjas and the fucking, all those kids, right? And even like the partners from like New Zealand were all white faced, or Europeans. And like I had nothing to gauge. Like I had no gauging until I met Massacre. And that's when, like, and I've said this to him heaps of times, and he always tells me to fuck up when I say it. But the minute I saw Massacre was the minute I go, oh, I can just be myself. People like me for who I am.
Yeah, hard out.
And he's one of my inspirations for real. Like Mass is definitely, when I first started, he was my guy. Yeah, and he still is my guy.
He's the man, eh?
He's fucking such a good dude, man.
He said
that's I think when you're starting up the stream, when you're starting up as a streamer, like you gotta have a why. You gotta you gotta have a why, because man, Twitch will eat you up, bro. Twitch will eat you up.
That's right.
Mentally, bro.
Yeah, man.
Straight up.
Like, man, if you're not ready, you'd be like, hey, like, man.
I guarantee you, bro, and we don't have to say names here, but I guarantee all of you know about 5 creators that started around the same time or before you that don't stream anymore. They're too fucking hard, right? Or they're not getting the numbers, and one's not getting the numbers, one's not getting enough raids from somebody, not enough money, or keeps putting the, oh, sorry guys, can't stream tonight, I've got fucking footy training, or oh, sorry guys, I got something else. There's always a few, and to be the guy that's not number 6, it takes a bit, man. It takes a bit of fucking mongrel too. Like, you got to be tough on You got to be tough on people around you, and you got to have good people too, and that's the main thing.
Funny that you talk about what you're like when you first started. I think we're all like that. But I was like that.
Nah, I was never like that, bro.
Oh no, you weren't like that.
Because I found it a bit cringe, As soon as I see a lot of people, I'm like, but if someone was to come over and give you money, would you be like, oh, I'll be like, oh, shop, bro, shop, thanks, bro, thanks, like, but we gotta be real with it, man. But everyone's like, oh, I was like, fuck off,
that's cringy.
It's so staged, bro.
Yeah,
bro. And I know some dudes like that like to this day, like, oh, I'm just gonna fucking put you on my wall, and they're right on the wall, or hey, I'm just gonna fucking do this. Bro, I never do those. Like, I've never been one of those dudes that does those gimmicks, like, ever. And it's no disrespect to the people that do that. But for me, I'm like, hey, you've come here to have a good time. You come here to, talk. Let's talk, man. Like, and I'm not a big fan of the. I'm not a big fan of the giveaway shit. I'm not really that guy. Like, I see, for growth. It's don't get me wrong. It's a great thing. It's just not my thing. I'm just like, nah. I'd rather just make some funny shit and let it be,
Yeah, I'm coming up to that sort of stage, like with my own personal brand. I'm like, do I want to do it? Do I do it? Like, at the same time, it's one of those things I've just left like in the back of my head where it doesn't, like you said, doesn't affect my health bar. It's just one of those where you just look back at it, yes or no, don't know. So then we just leave it there and we'll get back to it. We'll move on, and as it gets closer, good.
And please, like,
yes and no.
For anybody that does do giveaways, don't get me wrong. Like, that's your buzz. Like, for me, I'm just like, this is my thought process. And it's fucking, both sides are fine. My thought process is, do I want people to come here for me, or do I want people to come to get free shit? And then, I get it. It's a nice trick to try and get people in and then to see me. But I just, part of it, I'm just fucking lazy. I just don't want to fucking send shit out.
Hard out.
I always, to be honest, like, I do give away shit, but I never fucking tell anyone about it. I just, I hit my mods up. I was like, yo, what's your address? I keep it down, and like, I keep it for a rainy day. And then when I got an extra couple bucks, I just, I'll send like a pop vinyl to my bro, or I send and that's cool to do because you're appreciating.
Cool idea, right?
Yeah,
like especially your mods too, like
I just always kind of like, and it's personal. Like, I can get something. Mighty Ape is the shit though. Like, you can get Mighty Ape just as long as it's over $20. You can send, if you've got like the Prime Ape thing, it's free delivery.
Oh, nice.
So I just get, I just get that, and that's like $70 a year. I just buy that at the start of the year, and then I just send stuff out to people that mean a lot to me, that are always kind of like come in and support me. And it's not a bribe; it's just like a thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
And I never tell them; it just shows up, and then they're like, "This was you, eh?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's me." Yeah, it's like my bro Nort. Like, I don't know if you know my bro Nort. He's on TikTok, bro. He's a massive TikToker now, and he does sausage sizzles, bro. He does different types of sausage sizzles.
Oh yeah,
yeah, bro. It's fuck. He tries different ways. He cooks on his little TikTok.
Yep.
Nort is the man. So I send him like sausage party on DVD, like cool things like that. I just so that's the guy. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Kirky. But yeah, man, fucking, shit. It's not, and don't get me wrong, I know, like, Gifts gives away shit all the time, and that's his buzz. Like, he does his, and good on him. That's his brand, and he's the man at it. And it's nothing wrong with that. But for me, it's just a personal thing.
Yeah, for sure.
He does it really well, though. I think he does it probably the best that I've ever seen.
Fuck yeah! Have you seen like his production and like how he fucking shares that he's doing giveaway?
He's like legit, and like it's not like a fucking clout thing.
Yeah.
For him. It's just a giving back to the community thing, and fucking all good. Like, fucking the man. Yeah, we've talked about Gifts a lot on here. Let's talk him down. Hey, fuck that guy, yo. Straight up.
Fuck you, Gifts. I'm gonna clip this part. Fuck you, Gifts.
Straight up. No, who's a fucking dick, bro? It's fucking Gifts.
Yeah, hard.
Fucking hell. No, he's the man. I honestly, I can't wait to catch up with him. I've never met him, but that day's gonna come sooner or later. It was supposed to happen at PAX this year, but that got cancelled. So
Oh, lucky you didn't come last year.
I didn't. What happened last year?
Oh, that's where we met him.
Fuck. We played Amazing Race around Melbourne, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, it's
we're
not.
we're
I was
hungry.
hungry, bro.
We're expecting to eat.
I almost
for
freaking.
maybe 3 hours.
I could almost see my ribs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was supposed to do PAX. I was supposed to go to TwitchCon this year. And had it all sorted, had all the money ready to go. And I was like, I went on a school camp and then I was gonna come back and get my tickets. Me and Wolfie were gonna go.
Oh, gangster.
And then that's when COVID happened. And I was like, yo, fucking lucky we didn't get our tickets beforehand. So yeah, maybe next year or the year after, I don't know. But yeah. I want to get partner first and then then I can flaunt that shit out, get into those parties.
Oh. So
Tim,
you go.
Sorry, Bandit. Someone that's like a big personality like yourself, and that, like, it's how would you like sort of explain it to like a streamer like who is like us, like myself, you like you're like to be yourself on stream and stuff like that. Like, how would you sort of like emphasize that onto like someone else? Because, like you said, like we've all looked back at some of these, like that's not us. Like what other people do, it's not us, bro. Like, how would you sort of say, like, a lot of people coming into the game now, I was like, bro, it's all good to join the game and that, but like to be yourself, like, bro, don't go, because you see it like now, you see some people like, oh, hi, thank you, then you see them another stream and they're like, it's like multiple characters. It's just like, bro, just be yourself,
it's
man.
Tough, bro. It's tough. I think, like, when you think about it, right? There's not many of us out there that could go, this is how you do it, and I mean, just pointing them in the direction of someone like Gifts and someone like Mass and someone like Squirt and dudes like us and Bandit and you guys, and just point them in the direction and say, hey, listen, like, bro, like it's a very tough like conversation you're gonna have to have with people. But whenever I get like a new streamer comes to me and says that shit, the first thing I've asked them is, are you sure you want to do this? Like, is this really the thing you want to do? And if they say yep, then I'll ask exactly what you said. I'll say, why? Why you want to do it? And if they go, oh, bro, I want to make some money, I just go, I think you're in the wrong. I think you might be in the wrong one. Go to Chatterbait. That's where you make that cash. Get on that Chatterbait, G. That's where the cash is. And then, but bro, shout outs to the Chatterbait queens and out there. Okay, I love you. I love you, girl. Do this. Hey, Tyler 77s. I love you, girl. Fucking shout out. Yo, there's this one. I don't know if Wolfie's here. Fucking me and Wolfie. Fucking yo, I forgot her name, bro. Oh, it's fucking Candy something, yo. But the missus don't know, so shut up, okay? No, but like that's what I say to them. I say, are you sure? And what's your why? And you said that earlier. I know, and you said, what is your why? And if you don't have a why, then you need to think about it. I remember when I first started, bro, I went into this dude's stream who was a massive, to me, he was a big streamer at the time. He must have had like 40, maybe 30, 40 people in his chat, which is fucking huge when you only have 2. You know what I'm saying? And then
one of them you.
Yeah. And then I hit him up and I go, bro, like, what makes you different from other streamers? That's what I asked him. And he goes, he fucking gave me this answer, like, fuck, I don't know, bro. Fucking da-da-da-da. Like as if I was like a dick about it. And I was like, man, fuck you, man. And then from that moment on, I was like, nah, fuck, I'm going to know why I want to do it and what makes me different. And and I think that's probably the question I'd ask is what makes you different from somebody else and why are you doing it? Those will be my 2 questions, I reckon.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
And it was Piz asked that question 2 days ago. Was it 2 days ago?
Yeah, shout outs to Piz.
Yeah.
Piz also get back on his fucking DMs to me. Okay, because I've DM'd him a few times.
How bad is he?
He is not good
at DMs. He's the worst.
Fuck, he's the worst. He's a good dude, though. He's a really good dude. Yeah, he always when WWE and 2K comes out, that's another. I think that's another thing why people do it too. To get some free shit. That gets old though.
Yeah.
Because somebody else will get it and you won't get it, and you'll be like, oh fuck. Why does fucking such and such get it and I don't get it?
And then there's your aspirations gone. Like, you know, that's your reason, and you're not getting it, so you're done. You know.
But I mean, it's a huge thing, man. Like for real, like mental health and streaming, bro. I remember when I first started, there was a dude, bro. I looked up to this cat. His name was Villain G. He was the fucking man, bro. Like he used to, bro. He was a dude. He was another guy that was like me, like bro, like half caste Māori like me, and would you know, he'd always wear a suit and tie, and bro, he was getting up there, and then he applied for grassroots, and so did I, and I got it. I'm one of the fucking rare like New Zealanders that got it, and bro, he just had I thought we were cool, bro. I thought we were fans, and then he just had a mental breakdown, bro, on stream. G.
Shit.
And that moment, I was like, fuck. Like, I hope I'm never. I felt really bad for the bro.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like I was, you know, like he lived in Hamilton, and bro, we had to call a dude around to go and make sure he was all right. Like, you know, and that was an eye opener for me. It was like, wow, like it could kind of take you to that space, and if you let it, and if you let things like numbers and opportunities get to you, you know,
should eat you up.
Yeah, it does, man. It really eats you up if you let it, you know. Yeah. But yeah, I hope I haven't rambled on. Geez.
No.
Nah, it's
the most important part of of spending time to talk about your personal views and experiences with it. It's been awesome to kind of dive into the Twitch side of it because we haven't before.
Yeah. And I think another one, bro, that I kind of didn't like get on is just doubt. Like doubt is huge, man. Like if you doubt yourself, you doubt your abilities. And I mean, I talked to you, Anon, before the podcast around like when you asked how do I get guests, and I was just like, bro, I just fish, bro. And it's kind of like that voice in the back of your head go, bro, that guy's not going to want to talk to you. Like, what are you going to ask him for? Like, fucking, you know, King PC's not going to want to talk to you, or you know, like those guys, you know what I'm saying? And it's that doubt that you have to kind of eliminate, bro. And it's the same doubt that stops you from pushing that go live button. It's exactly the same monster. It's just in a different form, you know. And if you can slay those monsters, bro, you're a fucking G.
Because like I'm actually the same as you. It was more just asking a question, like because I'm like with me, like my mental is pretty fucked just from all the stuff I've been to. So the good thing that I've accomplished is I'm able to, if I need to, just to revisit that dark hole, and then once it gets like once the health bar freaking starts flashing, bro, boom, I'm straight out.
Bro, you have to.
I'm lucky to be able to do that, and I've always like when it comes to situations, I've always just like pretty much just one of those movies where you see the person and then you zip back and you're just like throwing all these opportunities, and then instead of like assessing it all, it's just like going into it and just shoot straight. Like it's the only way you're gonna get answers in that. Like if
man,
if you don't ask, you're not gonna know.
But you always got to have good people around you, and that's why I think it's really hard on this platform, is because you don't know you don't know who are good people until the shit hits the fan. And when the shit, and you just have to have a good memory. Like I remember the people who stood by me when shit was going wrong. Like I remember my bro Colossus hitting me up and going, bro, these cats don't have a clue how they don't know how nice you are in real life, bro. Like they know that they don't know shit, and vice versa. You know, I'm the same with him. I'm always hitting him up, like, bro, you need to keep pushing. And it's around finding those people and sticking with them, and through high times and through when you've got one viewer to when you've got fucking 500 viewers. You know, you've always got to remember, and you've got to have those people in your life. And also those people in your life to go, bro, that's a bad idea. Don't fucking do that. You know, and I don't really, I've been extremely lucky to have a person like Colossus and a person like Jamie. Those are my main two that I'm like, yo. And Nort is another one, but like those two, Jamie and Colossus, are yeah, without them, I would have been just like fucking floating. They kind of, yeah. And some more than others, sometimes, Jamie's got her own thing going on, and I can't always kind of, she's got to do her whānau thing. And bro, that's Katie Pie and Colossus at the same time. But without those good people in my life, and it's like, I see it with you two, bro. Like, you two are helping each other out. And that, bro, just, like, yeah. That's way more important, I reckon, than anything else.
Moving back to what you were talking about before, you were talking about getting partnered on Twitch.
Yeah.
We'll talk about what's coming up for you. What do you have, I guess, in store for projects? So, Provise Project, and that you're wanting to.
I think like partnership is a hard one, okay, because I think it's hard for New Zealand streamers in terms of analytics and shit like that. But I don't really get down with it. If your shit is good enough, people will come, right? And but partnerships always kind of been like a goal, but it's never been the goal. Like, yeah, and you talked about it too. You talked about it also, Bennett. You were like, it's not your goal to get viewers here. It's to get the word out about mental health and using the platform. But I think like in terms of growth, having that partnership and having that purple tick will help in terms of creating more opportunities for others, especially with the stream team. So my idea is that I would, if I ever do get that tick, you are able to create a stream team, and I really want to create a stream team that's like a multi-Pacific Islander, Pacifica content creators, because there's nothing for like us, and that would be my goal, and that's the only really reason why I want to do it. A lot of people want to be, like, oh, you should fucking da da da, but I'm like, actually, I'm making dope shit. I'm happy where I'm at. But yeah, Provise Project in a week. We got some really good some really very eclectic kind of guests coming on. First week we got Spike from Swidit, and then we got King Kapisi, and then we've got some IFM guys, and then we got Joey Damon, and Gefs is coming on, and Laurie, and all these other ones. But yeah, it gets dropped when it gets dropped.
Yep.
Bakery Run's doing well. Yeah, I'm just happy making cool shit. Like it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fucking fun, man. Like, I never thought that I would be here when I started streaming. Like, I was like, yeah.
I think
I like you see, I like how you say that. I never thought, pretty much like when you talk about the wires, like some people when they do the Twitch, they're like, oh, I want to get partnered. Why do you want to get partnered? Because it looks cool. Like, I think when people say when you get partnered, that's it, you made it. I was like,
No.
because I've always like, if I've had anything, I always hit up Gifts. I'm just like, bro, what's this? And Gifts has pretty much said that he's got more work to do now as a partner before than when he didn't have the partnership. Like, I think people understand that. Like, now that you got the partner, bro, you can't get the partner and get like this, but you got to get the partner and get like this, but you got to keep going 100%.
But like I said, like, it's not really the goal. Like, it used to be, and it used to be like, I remember when I was like, fuck, I want to get partnered. This is my G. But the motivation behind it was just to fucking, shove it in the face of some cunts that were like assholes to me,
Yeah.
But again, takes up a lot of my mental health, bro. It takes that bar goes down when I keep thinking about these motherfuckers that said I wasn't good enough, or thinking about these guys that were like mocked me, and that works sometimes for some people, but for me, I was just like, you know what? Nah, like, let's just focus on making some dope shit, and let's just be honest with each other, and that's the only reason why I want to get partnered is to create a stream team. If somebody said to me, bro, we'll give you a stream team, I'd be like, sweet, let's do it. Fuck, I don't need to get partnered team. You know, because I really, it's not gonna fucking change me. I've seen some dudes get fucking partnered and instantly switch. Like as soon as they get that email, they were just like, "Well, fuck is in. I don't give a fuck about you guys anymore." You know, like that's some dude. Those are the people you got to watch out for, yo. Yeah.
Cool.
But no, looking forward to the season 2. I'm doing them in like 9-week increments. So you know, like
That's me.
Yeah. I'm kind of planning it out and getting people to sign up and talking to people. You know, there's always a pressure of having somebody famous, I suppose, on Twitch.
Yeah.
But that's the thing about my community. Whether it's someone famous or not, they're still going to show up and enter some questions and, you know, be honest and be funny. Yeah. I do get a lot of people asking me when I'm going to stream games next. Which probably will happen when Tony Hawk comes out, because that's my G. That's my game. Bro. That I've also got a new game coming out, bro, called Dead. Oh, I don't have a game, but there's a new game coming out called Dead Matter that I'm fucking keen on, bro. Have you heard about this game?
Oh, what's the backstory on that game?
All right. So you know, it's like fuck. You imagine if I don't know, let's say Left 4 Dead, bro, had a baby with fucking Tarkov, G, right? And also Rust.
Oh, true.
You know, so there's like, bro,
Look at it now.
It's in early development and it's coming out, bro. Here's me doing the fucking. I'm not even paid by these cunts, but bro, the early beta's coming out very soon, and the early access alpha, yeah, and so bro, I'm signed up for that. You have to sign up on their Indiegogo, and they give you they'll email a code out when it's ready. But I think it's out in July, bro. It's looking great.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna be into that. But those are the 2 games, and probably Cyberpunk when it comes out. I'll fucking do that. Yeah.
Oh, true. That sounds good.
Yeah. I just love the podcast though. I've fallen in love with podcasting, so I'm just like, I'll just do this for as long as I can until I get bored.
That's so good, man. There's a question from Cricky. Are you into console gaming or mainly PC?
It's weird. I mean, I do have like consoles and I do jam them, but like controller wise, yeah, probably consoles would be my thing. Like, yeah, I mean, I can play games on either. Like when I am gaming, I'll jump on the PS or the Xbox. I'm not gonna get a on release next gen one. I'm not gonna fuck with that. Nah, because I reckon if I spent the same amount of money on a new GPU, it would be all good, you know. Yeah. And you know, like give either one of them maybe a year or 2. They'll have better games. They'll be cheaper.
Yeah,
that's just my idea. Yeah.
Quick 5 questions from us before we wrap up. Unknown's gonna give you our first one.
Our first one, actually, it's not really a quick fire, but what's your favorite saying? Like, what's a saying? Yeah, just like Bandit, do you have one? Just to start this one?
Yeah, but mine's like a.
Yeah, like a quote?
Oh, no, you go.
No. You go.
Oh, so my favorite quote of all time is in the Bible, and it's the Lord will fight for you. You need only to be.
Well, you want to go deep for because my one's not even nowhere near from the Bible.
No, but that's
my one is. My one is hey, smoke weed every day from Nate Dogg. My one is fuck bitches, get money from Notorious B.I.G. Nah, my one would be probably no struggle, no progress. Like that would be one of the ones. So like, but both with N's like N-O, no struggle, no progress, and actually with K-N-O-W. Like, you know, if you know struggle, you'll know progress. You'll know that you get better. And also, if you don't struggle, you won't progress anywhere. Yeah, that's probably my one. That's from, I think that's from Frederick Douglass, man. From he's a African American scholar back in the days. He's got a mean afro, G. Grey afro, yo.
Nice.
Now I'm a massive MJ fan, so his one that I've picked up was I've never lost the game. I just ran out of time.
That's a good one. I like that one. I've never heard that one before. I'm a massive MJ fan.
That's a good one. It's a mindset one, eh?
Good one, bro.
So start off the quick fire. MJ or LeBron? I have to do it.
Okay.
If I'm not happy with the answer, I'm leaving this call.
Okay. Listen, I'm a huge MJ fan. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just put that out there first. Michael Jordan was my idol coming up. Okay. But, okay, and here's the but. I'm also an analytic dude. Okay. I look at analytics and I look at the impact that this dude has on a game. All right. Like, don't get me wrong. I love MJ. Nostalgic all day. 23. Bulls 23. That's my G. Okay. Michael Jeffrey Jordan. That's my guy. But if you look at the analytics and you look at the plus minus and you look at his work rate, his efficiency rating, LeBron is when LeBron retires, he will be there. I don't think MJ will even touch in terms of his efficiency around his EPG, which is his efficiency per game, is fucking off the hook, bro. When he is on the floor, everybody else is better. When Jordan was on the floor, maybe two people were better. You know, I know that sucks, and bro, it hurts me to say that. Like, I trust you, it fucking hurts me, but yeah, LeBron is next fucking level. He's like fucking Magic with Jordan's kind of thing. He doesn't have the mindset as Jordan, but he came up in a different era. You got to remember. But yeah, I don't know. But in terms of impact to the game, no one gets past MJ. Like, he changed. Yeah, but yeah, that's me, bro.
Awesome.
Let's ask me basketball questions, bro. I'll do that all day.
What's your favorite pair?
Best coverage on a pick and roll, brother. Let's talk about that. It's actually hard showing, brother. You know what hard showing is?
No, tell us.
Okay, hard showing is, so if there's a screen, brother, all right, you're showing the number. Okay, so if I'm defending a screen, I would pop out show number until they go around me, cuz instead they can't think. You see a lot of people, Dwayne Wade was really good at splitting a hard show, but hard showing, if you can hard show on someone and then rotate back and go and get your defender, fuck, if you could do that, you could earn a lot of money in the NBL. I'm telling
you. Free tips.
Fuck,
pass that on to the boys.
Bro, and on 2K, you can hard show. It's called hard hedging.
Yeah.
But if you're going to do it, you got to make sure that the rotation is auto-rotate. Okay, you get it done, and then you got to auto-rotate. Because if you don't auto-rotate, nobody's going to pick up the roller, and you'll be fucked. You can lob it any day. Yeah. See, this is why I don't play 2K.
This is good. This is some good material. I'm going to yell it out.
Wait, what's the bring of coaching to 2K?
Well, fucking Pez never fucking DMs me back. That's the fucking problem. Nah. Trying to get on this shit, okay? But yeah. So I do love me some basketball.
Yeah. What's your favorite pair of shoes? And it might be a basketball pair of shoes.
My favorite pair of shoes are the Jordan 11s. I did have a pair here. Jordan 11s. I'll tell you what also. The Jordan 16 is the most, if we're going to talk about underrated shoes, the Jordan 16 is my most underrated ones. But the 11s, I don't really fuck with the bread 11s. The Concord 11s are my favorite all-time shoe.
Do you have them on you?
All-time. Hold up. Oh, no.
I just Googled it now.
This is the 16, right? The 16 came with I used to have some 11s in here, but I wore them today. Yeah, so this is the 16, right? The black and red pair of these. The black and pair, next level. They come with a shroud, so you can take that shit off. Boom, and you got a new shoe. But this was the first year that he was on the first year. No, this is the second year he wasn't playing. Came out. Yeah. Ray Allen had a pair of green ones that were the shit. But these are the Washington Wizards. When he wore them for the Washington Wizards. I have a lot of pairs. I have a lot of shoes. That's something that a lot of people don't know about me. I have a lot of pairs of shoes. But yeah, 11s are my favorite.
Nice.
Favorite pick and roll duo.
Oh, it's Stockton Malone, G. It's either Stockton or Malone. It's either Stockton Malone or it's Peyton and Kemp.
Oh yeah.
But they didn't really run a lot. They didn't run that a lot. Another one that is great is fucking Nash and Amari Stoudemire. That was one of the big ones. And PG and Chris Paul and fucking Blake Griffin.
Blake Griffin is
another one. No, actually not Blake Griffin.
Was it DeAndre?
DeAndre
Jordan.
That was the one. Yep. Underrated? What about most underrated, bruv?
Yeah. Who you got?
Darren Williams and fucking Andre Kirilenko, my G's. I'll give it up to them. I'm telling you. Raymond Felton. Raymond Felton. I'll tell you, one of the best to come off the pick and roll though is Steve Nash and CP. One of the most underrated to come off pick and roll, Jeremy Lin.
Insanity.
You go back to his. That's how he scored every bucket. Came off screens. It's a D'Antoni. The D'Antoni offense is all about that. You watch the Rockets. You fucking watch the Rockets.
Because he was at the Knicks too at one stage, wasn't he?
Yep, and that's when Jeremy Lin was there.
Yeah,
that's when Melo melted down.
Yeah, we talk about that.
We don't need to. Steph Curry, not so much. Steph Curry's not good on pick and roll.
No.
Steph Curry just catches and shoots. That's all he fucking does. Anyway, moving on. Sorry, I told you you'd geek me out. Gee, I could go all day with this shit.
Offenses pick and roll.
That's bullshit. That's not true. They run Spurs motion and they run a lot of here we go.
Off 4 screens and shit.
They run this. I can fucking go through the Golden State Warrior fucking offense for you. They run Princeton on their secondary transition. All right. And then they go into motion. All right. Don't fucking try and come at me, Unga. They do not run pick and roll. They run a couple of screens here and there, but it's not a pick and roll offense.
Do you have a favorite coach?
My favorite coach of all time? Ooh, Jeff Green. No, it's not Jeff Green. Oh, fucking Jeff Green. Shit. My one would be LeBron James. He's my favorite. Fuck. I really enjoyed Sloan. Like Jerry Sloan was very good. Rest in peace, Jerry Sloan. Let me think. Oh, the best Pop is up there, but Brad Stevens is up there too. Brad Stevens is a genius. Yeah, Brad Stevens.
Who did he coach them?
He won Coach of the Year, didn't he? Was he close?
Brad Stevens, he did
when he was coaching the Celtics.
Hey, my man. Bro, you hear that click 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 on the keyboard?
Like Brad Stevens.
Yeah, he's my favorite coach. But yeah, Phil Jackson in terms of his mental, I fucks with. The triangle, not so much. The triangle is a very stagnant offense in today's game. Yeah. But I could go all day with this shit, I'm telling you.
You told me before stream, but favorite NBA team?
It's the Knicks, G. Now, I'm going to tell you why. Okay, my uncle bought me a fucking Knicks jersey when I was like 12. I would have been like maybe 10. And since then, I've been like, yo, this is my team. We've had a hard run, okay? We've had a very hard run, but I'm loyal. I'm loyal to the cause. I'm Knicks tape all day, okay? Shout outs to Stephon Marbury. Fuck, bro. We've had some horrible draft picks, but I still stay true. You know, this season, RJ Barrett, he did his thing, but he wasn't as good as we thought he was going to be. I hope we get a good draft pick this year. We might get Melo. That would be fun. Yeah.
Oh, he's
your coach.
Yeah, he's in now, eh? Like he's left the
LaMelo Ball.
Yeah. Left the NBL. Was it NBL?
Yeah, he bought it. He bought the team.
Did he?
Yeah, he bought fucking the Hawks, the Illawarra Hawks.
Jeez.
Yeah, bro.
All right. What is your go-to order, takeaway order for the family when you're ordering takeout?
At the fish and chip shop? Or
Anywhere.
Anyway. Bro, you can't go past the fucking dinner boxes, G. Fucking, bro. Another one, bro. I'll tell you what. I'll give you a fucking hint, brother. Burger King's app, G, is the shit.
Yeah.
Bro, the app, the Burger King app, bro, it is next level, yo. It is really good. It gives you a lot of like if you got to get stuff for the family, okay, hooks you up. But yeah. What else? Probably just the fish and chips, bro. If I'm a bit lazy, I'm just gonna get a $10 special. You know,
Solid. That's nice.
Macca's or KFC?
KFC or what?
Macca's.
Oh, bro, KFC easy. KFC, yeah, fuck KFC. I feel that like Macca's is too fucking plastic, eh? Don't get me wrong, I'll fucking still hone down on it, but yeah, I just don't. I mean, at least with KFC, it's like greasy and you know it's fucking fast food. McDonald's, they try to be fucking like, oh, you know, everything's all good, we're really healthy, and then you eat it and it's like, ugh, it's a bit plastic. But yeah, KFC is my jam. Breast man, I'm a breast man. Gotta have that breast, bro. Gotta shoot out this shit.
I think might know the answer to it, but favorite pie. Go to.
Oh, can't go past the steak and cheese.
Yeah.
But I'm a fan of like different weird pies.
Oh yeah.
Like I'll eat like yeah. Like steak and cheese is my jam. But like I'll have like ones like I just like trying different ones. Like so I had one time I had like a pork and watercress pie, which is pretty good.
Nice.
Had a hangi pie.
Yeah.
One of the best ones that I had was like it was like an Alfredo pasta pie, man. So it was like chicken and bacon, and it had like noodles, like from the Alfredo, the pasta in the pie, man. It was the shit. But yeah, steak and cheese, I can't. That's my go-to. Or a double happy.
What's a double happy?
Never heard of any of these pies.
Bro, you never had a double happy? Come on, bro. Okay, so it's like, okay, imagine they get the fucking sausage roll, right? Okay, so they have the sausage roll and they put it on the pastry, and then they split the sausage meat in half, and they put potato in between, right? And then they put cheese around it, and then they flip it over like a fucking like a sausage roll, and they make it a sausage roll, and they cook it like that. It's good. It's good shit, bro. They used to sell them. The only reason I like them is they used to sell them at my tuck shop when I was at school at JC. Shout out to JC.
That's nice.
Yeah, bro.
Coke or Pepsi?
I'm a Coke G. I'm all about that no sugar, my bro. I'm all about that no sugar. I like that no sugar shit. I think Coke's too sugary for me, but yeah, I'm more of that guy. I like me some Coke. Pepsi just seems a little bit. I don't know. I just don't like it. Yeah.
Who is your all-time favorite guest that you've had on the program? Can only choose one.
Has to be Shefu.
Awesome.
Yeah. Right now it's Shefu. I'm looking forward to Joe Damon. Like out of the ones that I've got coming up, Joe and maybe DJ Severe. But yeah, definitely Shefu. And it was just from a vibing fucking standpoint. We both like the same shit, yo. Like, you know, he was into anime, he's into like games and shoes, and I'm like, yeah, it was pretty cool. He's the man.
Besides island food, what other types of foods?
That I'm
Asian type food,
bro. Japanese food, yo, easily. I went to Japan in October, bro. I was really lucky. I took my kids over, and we spent like 2 weeks over in Japan. Fucking bro, like I've never had food as fresh and as good as Japanese food. Like, no disrespect to the island food, no disrespect to the Maori food, but Japanese food is up there, bro. Like they're all about the fucking quality, bro.
I can talk to someone like it's not until you go over, because I've been over to Thailand, to Vietnam, Cambodia. And when you eat the food over there, and then you come eat Asian food here, oh mate, it's not the same. It is not the same. Like I have to wait like maybe 2-3 months when I get back before I can have a bit of Asian food, because the level that you have it up there, and then you come back home, it's not the same. It's
not even
not the same
close.
at all.
Bro, Thai food is like that. You have a pad Thai in Thailand, G? Whew,
Good.
it's like actual, like, whew. And then you come here and you have one, it's like, eh? But I mean, the Japanese food here isn't the same stuff as the Japanese stuff over there. Either that or maybe Hawaiian food. Like, I got down with some fucking Loco Moco, G, in Hawaii. Like, yo, that's the jam. But that's very similar to like a hangi and a umu and things like that. But yeah, worst food though is India, G. Bro, I went to India and I had food there, and I was just like, bro, this is not good. I'm not a big fan
True.
of that shit. Their normal shit is hot.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like mild. It's like like holy fuck.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Does pineapple belong on pizza?
I think it does, bro. I'm a fan of that shit.
That's
I'm
my man.
gonna be honest.
That's my man right here.
I honestly think, like, hey man, like fucking bro, even in like burgers, like when you have like the chicken burger with a fucking, it goes well, man. It's yeah, it goes pretty well. A lot of people bag on it, but I'm fine with a good Hawaiian pizza. Like, I'm not gonna turn it away. You know what I mean?
X.
I'm one of those people, man. Like, I'd say no, but at the same time, but when it's 3 o'clock in the morning, you're hungover, like you're drunk as hell. The pizza's there, it goes, bro.
Hard.
It goes.
It's like when you make when you got a very hearty, big woman, and she, like she's the last one in the club. Hey, don't fucking lie to me. I know, and you fucking know what I'm talking about, eh? Jokes to all the big ladies. I'm fucking joking. Okay, I got you. Got you. Okay.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Hey, if they're catfishing you and you go around and you're like, oh, that's not what was in the fucking profile picture. You gotta kind of weigh it up. Like, oh, yeah. How badly do I want to eat pineapple on the pizza right now?
I know. I'm hungry, wait.
I don't know, bro. I'm a committed man. I've got a beautiful family.
Same.
Yeah.
What's do you get it?
I just read. I've been reading a lot of books about that, and Anyway, moving on. Next question. Oh shit.
Bro, I'm out.
All right. Last question for me, bro. Knowing what you know about what we do on Tabs Up, do you have any recommendations of guests for us?
I'll tell you who was the fucking easiest. Oh, not. I don't want to say easiest. All right. Oh, let's see. Probably the one dude. I think Pax, bro. Head up, Pax. Pax Asadi is another dude. He's a comedian. He's the man. Like, I got a lot of love for the bro Pax. He's very open to doing things and to helping, and he's just started streaming. Either him, who would actually be pretty good is if you get my girl Jamie on. She's my mod. She's pretty good. Yeah, and those people. There's another dude that I know called Tamagotchi. He's the music man, bro. He'll be the one. Who else would I recommend? My producer for my the music on my podcast. His name's Curse Lord, but Curse is with a V. I'll send you his link. He's a funny. He actually played a character on my podcast early on called Horny Hardwood.
Oh, okay.
And he was a conspiracy theorist. Yeah, he's funny, bro. He's really quick. But those will be my ones. Yeah.
Yeah. That's us. That's pretty much it. I want to say,
thank you.
Thanks for coming on, giving us, 3 hours of your time. I know we started late, but really appreciate the insights that you've shared of us, and experiences you've had. All the best, bro.
Thanks, brother. And before I go, bro, just massive shout outs for what you're doing, bro. Like, I respect the hustle, and I see you out here, bro. And that's why I'm always I'm always a fan of people that are hustling and putting in effort. And whether I am or more people will later on, but don't worry about that, bro, because it's all about the mission, right? And the mission is to get more people talking about these kind of things, and like that's way more important than numbers, or way more important than anything else. So keep trucking along, man. We need people like you, both of you.
Before we end it as well, where can people find you?
Wow. I'll tell you what.
Just on social media.
Oh shit! Down at the fucking Stokes Valley bar. You can hit me up. Twitter's where you get me. Like Twitter, yo. If you want the real Tim, hit me up on Twitter. That's where you fucking find the real Tim. Instagram, I'm getting better at. Right, I'm pretty good on Instagram. I'm getting there, but Twitter is where you fucking find me, like the real motherfucker. Like I'm always on Twitter. Just TimProvise NZ on Twitter. I used to have TimProvise, the fucking thing. Don't go to TimProvise. It's TimProvise NZ. Right. I had that social lockdown. Then I went to India and they locked me out of that motherfucker.
Sure.
They thought I was some kind of hacker. Anyway, long story.
Okay.
And then on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, on Twitch at 7:00 New Zealand time. Starting from not this week, next week after that, on the 29th. Here's me getting into the old self promo. 29th, we've got Spike from Swidit. On Wednesday, I got King Capisi, and on Friday, I got Randy. I was supposed to get DJ Severe, but he's got some stuff on. But I got Randy from MyFM. And then the 6th of May, I got Joey Diaz. Oh, Joey Diaz. I keep saying Joey Diaz. Joey Damon. And then Wednesday, the 8th, I got Laurie Pops. So holla at your boy.
Awesome, bro. Just while you're here, when you get Joey on?
Yeah.
So can you tell him to reply to my DM after you're done with him as well? Because he's keen. I tried to lock his date in and got the scene. So I'll hit him up again, but I'll be there to remind him when it happens.
I just want to let you know, bro. I'm not your fucking bitch, okay? You don't tell me what to fucking do. Just want to let you know, mate. Okay. All right, it's cool, bro. We're cool. Listen, I'm friendly, bro, but I'm not your fucking friend. All right, okay, get it right. Shit, nah, bro. I'll hit him up for you. I got you.
I know you got Baxels, my man. All right, that's us. All right, thanks guys for coming through. We'll see you later.